Welcome to the Online Entrepreneur Experience podcast that details the ins and outs, the how-tos, and the ups and downs of living a life of an online business owner.
What is going on, all you amazing, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning into the Online Entrepreneur Experience. As you can see, I got a brand new co-host. He is amazing. And because he's brand new, I figured, what better way of getting to know somebody than rapid fire questions, right? Like that sounds like something fun.
Let's do it.
Let's rapid fire, right? So Rene and me have got together a few questions back and forth that we're going to be talking about. Before we get into that, I just want to tell you that we actually, his name may be Rene Dueces Wilson. You hear that? His last name is Wilson too. But that's not what we call each other. Like I don't go by Mark Wilson. I call him Dueces, and that's because that is the presence that he puts on, and that's what you guys are going to see. He's not just a mere mortal Rene man. He's the Dueces, and he calls me the Viking Marketer. I'm sure you guys already know me by the Viking Marketer, but that's what we go by, and that's because we put out a different kind of presence when we get into business mode, and that's how we like to show up. And you guys are going to be seeing a little bit more of that rapping back and forth, and maybe in a future episode, if you guys are blessed enough, you guys will be able to tell why he's actually called Dueces, why I'm called the Viking Marketer, maybe some history behind that. But we'll use that for later dates because we're rapid fire questions, right?
Rapid fire, baby.
Is there anything you want to say before we get into this intenseness?
I'm just excited to be here right now. This is honestly the first podcast I've ever done, especially a video style podcast. So I'm just pumped, man. I'm pumped to get going. I'm pumped to start this and see where it takes us and everything like that.
I love it. You know what's funny, guys? Rene and me have been talking about this for, I don't know, like 2 months or something like that. We've been tinkling on the idea, haven't gone full tilt, but we said, you know what? Let's just pull the Band-Aid off and let's get her done, right?
Yeah, totally.
So I'll let you do the honors with the first question. Unless, do you want me to do it?
You know what? You go ahead. I want to hear what kind of questions you're going to hit me with. And
beauty first, right? Is that like beauty before age? Is that how? No, that's not how it goes.
It must be.
All right, man. So my number one question for you is, what made you get into the online business in the first place, bro?
Oh man, that's kind of a loaded question because my past goes way back, and I've been researching online business for a while, and I always knew the power of the internet and how you can leverage it to have your money working for you rather than you working for your money. So I knew I've always wanted to be in this space. It just took the right program, the right mentor to really give me that push to get started and to give me the motivation to keep going. So when I look back and try to think back and put my head in that space back when I first started, the issue was very typical of everyone. Didn't like my job. I wanted more time with my family. I wanted more money and basically just a bunch more freedom to do the things that I love to do day to day. Did that answer your question?
Oh, bro, that and then some. I love it, man. I think so many people can relate to that. I think so many people get stuck in the struggle of the every single day life, right? And it's just about finding exactly that one thing that you feel like can actually change your life and then taking action on it, right? And I think usually it does have to actually take that right person. And you guys won't even understand how Rene actually messaged me before he got started. Like me and him have never talked before. And it was one of my favorite moments of all time. And he's like, is this the Viking Marketer? And that was his first ever message to me before he got started on like business. And the rest was history. And you know what? I'm super busy and I don't always answer my DMs. But seeing that DM, I was like, I have to answer this one. So it was just so funny how it actually got started.
Well, hey, I'm glad you actually answered that DM. I knew you were a busy guy, and I honestly, I didn't even think it would be you messaging me back, but it actually was. So I was shocked right there, and just how accessible you are is really helped me press the start button with my online business. Because if you were, whatever, not answering me or whatever, then I probably would never have started, to be quite frank.
Yeah, man, that's exactly it. If you don't feel like you're going to get the support, and that's what most people feel like, they can't take that action, because when you're learning new skills, you actually need somebody to be there with you, right?
No, totally. You have to have that mentor, that coach, to help give you, not only help give you the push, but also to just almost be an ear. Like, I've vented to you so many times about issues, even in my personal life, and you were there for me, which is always nice to have.
For sure.
Are you ready for your first question?
Bro, all day. I've been waiting for this moment all day long.
Who was waiting for who? So
let's not talk about that. Like, let's.
So we all know that you've had your business for a few years, but what I want to know is, what is one of the biggest failures or setbacks you've had in your business, and how did you overcome that, and what did you learn from that?
So the first time I actually paid big money for a mentor. And I got into this, like getting a mentor. He's now a business partner, Kellen Chafee, amazing dude. You guys have probably seen him in other episodes. But I didn't pay big money to get him as my mentor. It was only a few $100, and I got tied up with him. I actually met him personally before I got started. We met in a bar, and he likes to joke about all the good people in his life were met in a bar. I mean, clearly Rene and me didn't meet that way, so it can't be true anymore, but I regress. But the biggest, the biggest thing for me was I paid about $15K USD for these two mentors. They were both named Paul, and they were supposed to build us a funnel that was going to help us be even more automated, help us become more profitable, help us be able to scale our business to the next level without having to put in so much work. And they were supposed to fine tune a lot of, the little the straight edges and the rough points in our business. Anyway, so paid these guys $15K. They'd never worked together before, but they kind of led us to believe that they'd worked together and knew each other. And they worked on two sections of our business. And what happened was, because they both worked on two different sections and they didn't really communicate between each other, both those sections didn't really work. There was a bunch of things that were wrong, a bunch of things that didn't really work. And then once it was over, it was like, hey, like, this stuff isn't working. It's not converting. And the only way to get them to fix this stuff was to pay them more money. So then we ended up getting on a retainer and everything like that to do that. And basically what that taught me, long story short, was that I needed to first learn things myself. I needed to take ownership of my business. I couldn't rely on everybody else to do everything for me. If it was to design a website that I've never done, I needed to go learn that information. I needed to put in the work to get those skills. And then I would understand more of what the mentors were going to teach me if I went and got another one. And I have got other ones, and I fully believe in mentorship. And I think it's the best way to get to where you want to go faster. But the biggest thing that I could take out of that is I needed to learn. I needed to learn the bare necessities of everything and the beginner stuff, so I could advance, because I had no clue what these guys were really talking about. They taught me so much of stuff that didn't really matter, but it led me to a whole different pathway, and I would not be even close to as successful today if I didn't get them. But it wasn't because of them. It was just how they helped me get perspective on my future and what I needed to do to become successful.
That makes total sense. Just like any part of your business, failure is not the end. Failure is a chance to do it again, but better. Henry Ford.
I love it. I love it. And it's true. And there's no reason to do that. I mean, we could have like walked it backwards and started doing things that we used to, but we're just like, no, this was our past and we weren't going to go there. We used to do live webinars like multiple times a week, which ate up our weeks, ate up time, and didn't really give us the value. And we're like, no, we're not going back to that way of life. We're going to find the solutions. And generally, that's what it leads us. It leads you on if you can find the solutions, like you said, and Mr. Henry Ford said, failure isn't the end.
That's right.
Sweet, man. Sweet. Are you ready for your next one, bro?
I was born ready, bud.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go.
Let's send it. What has been your biggest impact in your business thus far? Like, what one thing has impacted you the most in your business so far?
That's a tough one because it's hard to narrow it down to just one thing. I would have to say that coaching and mentorship is the biggest thing that has impacted my business, because if I'm ever stuck or I put something out there and I want you to review it, or Kellen to review it, or any other coach or mentor that I have, it's always great to not only get that different perspective, but also the little pushes, the little learning. It's just like little baby steps, but I would not have done it on my own. So it's the mentorship that helped elevate my business to where it is today.
I love that, man. I love that. And I think so much so that's so undervalued, and so many people end up giving up because they lack that and don't get that direction. Because usually it's just little things that people are doing incorrect that they just need to improve and do better on. So it's just about, smoothing those things out. So no, man, I think that's super profound. And I totally agree. I mean, like I said, like I pay for mentors myself constantly. Usually it's in the tens of thousands, and I don't charge tens of thousands to get my mentorship, but I have no problem putting my money where my mouth is, so I can continue to learn and develop because I know the value's there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, it's pointless to keep doing the same thing and getting frustrated because it's not working when all it needs is that little beep, little tweak, just a little beep, and then all of a sudden it just starts working and things start flying. And then now you're just like, holy crap, like this does work.
Yeah.
Because if you're not there and you're not asking the questions, then there's no way your mentor can even do it.
No, and you're not going to find the solutions, right? Like it's so hard to do anything on your own in life.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, you ready? Number
Hit
2.
me with your best shot. Fire away.
I'm not going to be singing because as bad as that was, that's better than I can.
Love it.
So I will not be doing that. So what is your biggest challenge in your business today? And what are the steps you're taking to tackle it and overcome it right now?
Oh, he did tell me that these were going to get progressively harder as we went on. I love that question. I have 2 big issues in my business right now. One is that I never really, if I never wanted to, I never had to work another day in my life. Like I've set myself up well enough to pretty much not have to work. I have enough residual income that comes in every single month that pays all my bills and then some. So one of my biggest issues is I can easily get complacent if I want to. If I forget my mission, I forget the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, I could easily get complacent. And then number 2 is time management, because being an entrepreneur and if you don't set your schedule and you don't know really what the next task is, you can easily get squirreled like every single day. Something comes up, somebody messages you, someone gives you a call, somebody asks you to go do something, maybe go for drinks, whatever it is. I got tons of freedom that's going on in my life every single day. So when it comes to the fact of me actually having to do work, I don't always have to do work. But I choose to because I want to make sure I'm always improving and always like going to those next levels, and I can't hit my impact if I don't. So for me, every morning I decided to start getting up at 5 a.m. because I needed some me time, because it's always important to invest into yourself. prior to, before my kids and my wife and everything like that, wake up. Now I could wake up at 11 o'clock every single day if I wanted to, but I choose 5 a.m. And that's a life choice that I've made and I'm going to continue to make for the rest of my life, because I want to be able to make an impact every single day. So essentially it's scheduling yourself when you don't have the pressures of somebody else telling you what you need to do every single day. And then as well as the complacency. I think those are the two biggest challenges that I have every single day. And the way that I kind of do that is a lot of journaling and a lot of just inward movement in myself of decisions that I've made of why I've decided to do these things in the first place.
No, that's awesome. I mean, the journaling is great like that. I don't journal, and I know I need to, because with your online business, you look at the analytics, you look at how your ads are going, you look at cost per lead, you look at how your YouTube videos are going, and we analyze all the analytics, but we never really take the time to look at the analytics of ourselves. And that's what journaling does. How did you feel that day? Why did you feel like that? So that if you're in a negative headspace, you can find out why you're there and not go there again.
Yeah, find those solutions, right? Like, yep. and fix the problem before it's a month later and you're like, oh, fuck, right?
Yeah, totally. I love it.
Love it. All right. What is your biggest daily driver that pushes you towards your success?
Oof. I would have to say it's like a personal challenge. I know that I've always been looking into the online business space, and I've always felt like I'm an outsider looking in, but now I'm inside. So now it's like, well, don't fuck it up. Don't just keep pushing, because if you stop and you quit, just like you quit everything else, you will never succeed in life. And those are the head things, the thoughts. Those are the thoughts that are running through my mind, and why I continue to do everything I need to do and show up every day to keep pushing myself to the success that I want.
Man, I think that's super profound. And just letting you guys know, like, Rene loves a challenge. Just tell you guys about Rene. He loves a challenge. Me and him challenge each other all the freaking time. It's part of the playfulness that we have in our relationship. And it's good, because it's not like we really care about like who wins or loses, but it's about the fun and the festivities of doing it. And I think that's huge. But I think the biggest valuable thing that you said there is, like, if you stop, you lose momentum. And it's hard enough getting momentum to work on your side. And I'm just going to tell everyone that's listening right now, momentum is your biggest strength that you can use every single day. It's your biggest tool. If you can have momentum working on your side, you can have that success, but it's just, you have to get it working for you. So I love that, man. I think that's super huge.
What you just said, I think you answered my third question.
Well, hit me anyways. Let's do it.
So what is your favorite productivity hack for new entrepreneurs?
Momentum is 100%.
Yeah.
And like, I legitimately, like, I love it so much that I've done training on it. I've done so much like analysis on momentum. Like I've done, and when I say analysis, I mean like research, like, and how it affects the brain waves, your neurons and electrons, how they all fire, and how it can actually affect your performance. And I know you may be like, momentum, whatever, Mark, but it honestly is a huge thing. And there's scientific research behind that shows how it stimulates your pathways. And there's actually laws of momentum. And it's actually in our back office training, which is super, super cool. I have some really awesome diagrams. Rene loves to make fun of all my diagrams that I make, especially when I hand draw them, because they're horrible. Yeah, that's my number one thing is momentum.
Awesome. I love it. So you did answer my third question without even hearing it.
Yeah, bro. It's just, I'm that blessed, bro. I'm that blessed.
I see that now. I see it.
I love it. All right. So this is your last and final answer. What is your number one goal at this moment?
At this moment, it's just about being better than myself. Like I said, I like to challenge myself, but I like to try to be better tomorrow than I was today and constantly push myself. However, if I'm gonna put it into a ball and say, this is my goal, and it's also my wife's goal, is we are going to be buying a house in 2022, all because of an online business. I would not have been able to do it any other way. So that is my goal.
That's huge. I think that's super profound. And that actually, like, you kind of like addressed it into a way that you and me talk about all the time. So there's things called micro goals and macro goals, right? So having the micro goals and being better every single day lead to your macro goal of being able to get that big prize. But you can't get to the big prize without getting better every single day, because if you stay the same for the next 100 days, how can you ever think that you're going to achieve more than you've achieved today? And I think that's the complacency that so many people get. It's like, I'm okay right now. I'm okay with what I'm doing. I'm surviving. But really, are you okay? And I think okay and good has got like a big mixed up meaning in this world. But I love your goals, bro. I can't wait to help you redesign that new house, bro.
Yeah, no, and I like what you said there about the macro and then the micro, but I say this to Mark all the time. It goes deeper than that. I used to call them nano goals, but I'm going to call them must do's. Instead of a to do, it's a must do. And yeah, I've got my macro goal of buying a house, and then I've got my micro goals of just being better than myself every single day. But what are the must do's? I have to do X in order to be better than I was yesterday. And I have to hit those every day. And if you can hit those 5-10 things every single day, it's just compounds over time, and you just automatically hit your major goals.
And that's exactly it. Yeah.
Awesome. So my final question to you, Mark, is...
I'm ready for it.
Okay, brace yourself.
I'm holding on to the desk, bro.
So when you are not being the Viking marketer and you are just Mark, just the amazing dad, husband, entrepreneur that you are, what do you do to unwind, to just calm yourself and get out of that headspace of go, I've got to run a business?
So there's a few different ways. And one of the things is like Rene and me talk every single day, but there's one day of the week that he knows that I don't really talk to him. And it's Sunday. So sometimes he'll message me at like 4 p.m. because we haven't talked yet. They'd be like, you're just saying hello, man. I know this is your football day, but I just wanted to say hi. So one of the things I look forward to is, I'm a big Eagles fan, Philadelphia Eagles. Go Birds, go. But that's one of the big things. Every year I look forward to disappointment and hating my life a little bit, and watching the Birds play. So that's one of the big things. I play some fantasy football. I just love it. I don't know what it is about it. I just ultimately just really, really enjoy that. And it lets me just get into a different headspace where I'm not in reality anymore. I'm just watching football. And I legitimately block out everything else in life. And it's very therapeutic for me, because I'm go all the time. Tons of people always want something from me, and it's always that kind of way. But when I'm watching football, nobody needs me for anything. Nobody wants me for anything. It's just the pure, unadulterated enjoyment of watching men hit each other and score touchdowns. So that's one way, but that's not all year round. The other ways I do really like to unwind the headspace is I play video games with my sons. I do like a little bit of gaming, as much as may not look like it, but I am a bit of a gamer that way. I'm not very good at it. Like let's not like toot my horn. I'm not good at gaming. I do it mostly to play with my kids because I love them so much. And then I also like the outdoors. I'm not as crazy as Rene on like, Canadian Thanksgiving, going out there and tenting it up while it's like almost 0 degrees outside. I'm not that crazy, but I love like fishing and like camping and all that good stuff. Like I love being out in nature, hiking. One of my favorite things though is if we took it away from everything else is fishing. I don't know what it is. I grew up on the water, being from the Pacific coast. on the ocean. And one of my favorite things is just to jig a rod in the water and have a beer, and it's super great.
Awesome. I love it. I'm not a big fisherman. I do love the outdoors. I'm actually going Saturday to go cut down our Christmas tree, and I'm going to be bringing firewood. So I'm going to be having a fire up in the mountains and roasting hot dogs with the kids and hot cocoa and all that stuff. And it's just a way better experience doing it that way than unpacking your fake Christmas tree.
Rene rubbed off on me this year, and I got my first ever real Christmas tree. I brought it home on the weekend. I chopped it down myself. Oh yeah, baby! Not from the forest though. I went to a lot.
Love it. At least it's real.
Awesome. But anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys going and listening to us back and forth, and we look forward to seeing you next week, right, brother?
You bet. Take care, guys.
Thanks for tuning into the Online Entrepreneur Experience. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes that we're releasing and any of these amazing pieces of value that we're giving out. And if you could take the time out of your day and leave us a review, we would be so grateful. We look forward to seeing you on that next episode.